Hello, my name is Kirioth, and today we're going to take a look at this, the new Thousand Sons Infernal Masters, who forge unholy pacts with demonkind. Unsurprisingly, given that it's Thousand Sons and Chaos as a whole, and I tell you what, this lad looks pretty good to my eye. I quite like this. So this is the Infernal Master, a new character for the Thousand Sons, and okay, look. Let's just say it. Let's get it out of the way. He's standing on a rock. We know. We've acknowledged it. Let's move on. I feel like that is that's becoming a sticking point that comes up very often, and I don't know that anything's necessarily going to change. I suppose if you're going to do someone standing on something, it being like a generic rock, as opposed to being a sector-specific bit of scenery, kind of means that it's more applicable to more places. Maybe. I mean, alternatively, you could just not stick him on the rock, that would also work. But enough about the thing he's standing on. The actual model itself, I quite like. There is a fair amount going on, it is kind of busy, but, first of all, cracking staff, great staff, I really like that. That is a cool looking staff. The armour is, I mean, it's Thousand Sons armour. It looks so good. That range as a whole is full of really, really nice designs on the power armour, loads of nice little details. The striping going across the breastplate is really nice, especially leading to that central eye, like right in the middle of the breastplate. Really like that. That looks really cool. The horn and kind of crest combination, I think, works pretty well. I mean, at first I thought it was maybe a little bit confused, a little bit busy, especially with the kind of scarab design at the very top. But if you went for the the kind of, I don't know, like traditional kind of crest that you see on a lot of the Thousand Sons models, but the one that's a lot larger and kind of flares out at the top, I think that would look way more confused with the horns, and I like the horns enough that I think they should stay. Like they look cool. I like the fact that you've got the the actual ridges only on one side, with the kind of top side of the horns being made almost in, like, it looks like just entirely out of metal. So they're kind of like implanted in but shaped at the same time. That's a cool look. That's kind of cool. That central feature on the helmet, where the mouth grill would be, that's interesting. I'm not sure how I feel about that yet. I feel like it makes the helmet lack a kind of focal point at the bottom of it, but then again, you've got so much going on from like the eyes up. Would it look a bit too busy if there was a full-on like grill there, or if it was a bit more ornate, or if you had like one of those kind of like bird mask things that you see on some of the other sorcerers? I don't know. It just stuck out to me as being a little bit like, it took me a moment to process for some reason. The power pack looks cool. I kind of wish the actual exhausts themselves were these like these little burning bonfire bits on the sides. I've forgotten the word for it. I've totally forgotten the word for it. But you know what I mean. The bits that are on fire on either side, those bits. Instead, it looks like it's mounted on the top of the power pack, and those go over the exhaust on the side. Although this does mean, unless I'm getting the general kind of shape of that power pack wrong, that looks more like your traditional, like your standard loyalist power pack. I can't remember what the different marks are. I think is it the Anvilus pattern that most of Chaos has, where the vents are like stuck out on struts as opposed to being kind of close to the main bulk of the power pack. Either way, that looks to be more of a kind of loyalist slant, admittedly with the fiery bits on the side. There's some good cloak work going on there. I'm not entirely sure about that bit of like warp energy that's coming out of his hand. That doesn't look quite right to me, but that's something you could probably clip off pretty easily if you wanted to. I will say, the swirl of energy with the two little screamers in it, I mean, either it's two little screamers, or this lad is an absolute unit and is like the size of, what, like a dreadnought? I mean, how big are screamers? Because this fella, he could be massive. He's not, but it would be funny if he was. Overall, I just think this is really solid. It's a really good addition to the Thousand Sons range. It fits perfectly well. It's nice and thematic. They've not gone massively overboard. It's still very ornate, but then that is very much in the kind of style of the Thousand Sons. Anyway, I think by the look of it, it's the same kind of slightly upscaled kind of build that the rest of the range is. It doesn't look like it would be like massive or anything. I do like that. That's good. That's cool. That's a nice addition. Yeah, nicely done. So Infernal Masters are sorcerers of the Thousand Sons who specialise in demonology, enabling them to strike bargains with the powers of the warp to secure otherworldly aid. So yeah, if you've read the Horus Heresy novel 1000 Suns, you'll be familiar with the familiars that Magnus' sons known as tutelaries, which I'm assuming all of us who read that book immediately were like, well, those are clearly demons then. Those are just demons pretending to be something they're not. I don't know anyone who is shocked. I mean, admittedly, going into that series, you have the benefit of hindsight, where you already know the Horus Heresy ruined everything. But it's still one of those things where just immediately you go, well, that's going to bite him later, isn't it? That's not great. But yeah, it is these demonic sprites that Infernal Masters call upon to do their bidding, a process known in the game as making Infernal Pacts. And you got the little babies there. I think that's a really cool detail. I like that. They've also shrunk down really well. That's cool. So every Infernal Master knows 2 of the 6 Infernal Pacts that feature in the new Codex, each of which summons tutelaries from the Warp to intervene on the battlefield. Based on your choice of Infernal Pacts, they can be tasked with killing or confounding your enemies or enhancing the abilities of your own units. That's cool. So you've got Capering Imps. The Infernal Master reads aloud from an ancient scroll the demonic names inscribed across it, glowing like embers as their owners manifest amidst the foe. Leaping and cackling with ferocious ill temper, demonic entities bedevil their victims and drive them from their carefully prepared positions. If this pact is successful, select one enemy unit within 24 inches, and visible to this Infernal Master. Until the start of your next command phase, that unit cannot receive the benefits of cover, cannot fire Overwatch, and cannot set to defend. The placed just right could be pretty horrible. I like that. That's a lot of fun. And yeah, nice Overwatch stratagem you got there. It would be a shame if something were to happen to it. Yeah, I quite like that. That's cool. So there's also Malefic Maelstrom calling forth his entire stable of cackling, shimmering tutelaries. The Infernal Master bids them pour the fires of their madness and malice down upon the foe, and a blistering bombardment of mutagenic magics. Excellent use of mutagenic magics there. If this pact is successful, select one friendly 1000 Suns unit within 24 inches of and visible to the Infernal Master. Till the start of your next command phase, each time a model in that unit makes a ranged attack, add 1 to the strength characteristic of that attack. Nice. So yeah, you can stick that. Yeah, it says right there. Stick them on Warp Flamers. That's immediately where I went as well. Yeah, I quite like that. That's fun. And I mean, yeah, you can see there that he fits in really nicely with the rest of the range. He is very fancy, but that's in a way the nice thing about the 1000 Suns is all of their stuff is really fancy, and so everything just has this really nice kind of overly ornate feel to it. Fits in super well. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. Looking good. I'm imagining this is what they will get. So the Grey Knights have got Castellan Crow. The 1000 Suns have got the Infernal Master, and those will be the 2 new models for their Codex release and kind of versus each other box that is no doubt on the way. You will only be able to get those models from that box for a limited time, and then eventually be able to get them separately. We all know the drill at this point. But yeah, looking good. Looking good. Some strong entries there for those 2 factions. Nice. Question is, what do you reckon? Do you like it? I like it quite a lot. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. In the meantime, feel free to click all the things, Patreon, video, subscribe, all that stuff. Click it if you like, don't click it if you don't want to. And as always, there's an affiliate link in the description for Element Games, which you can use to support the channel if you would like. I leave it in your capable hands. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.